Hey yo, what is up? Quick video for you guys today. Looks like there's a new tank coming into town called the Tier 8 Bofors Tornvagn, and it's a Swedish premium Tier 8 heavy tank, and it looks really different. It looks a bit like the Concept 1B. We will go through the stats a little bit, and we'll have a look at the this tank in the wild. Looks like it's already in super test, and it's already released to the super test players. Very modern looking. In front it looks like a car. The turret looks a little bit like the Concept 1B, the tier 9 reward tank, and yeah, very modern looking kind of looks like a kind of like a drone tank, but in all honesty, the hull kind of makes sense. It's the history looks like it's coming from, you know, the Vietnam War era APC armored personnel carriers. In fact, actually, this looks a lot more like some Israeli infantry fighting vehicle. I think they call this armored infantry fighting vehicles, AIFV, the hull that is, and normally it's mounted with some kind of anti-tank rocket launchers or 30mm machine guns or something like that. So it looks a bit like an APC kind of hull, but it's got a very modern looking kind of turret, which it doesn't look like this turret is manned, which means all the crews are sitting inside the hull, and then you have some kind of like automated firing system. The turret rotates with a joystick from the driver or commander that's situated inside the hull itself. From the front, it does look a little bit like a van, like a transit van, doesn't it? If you cover the top part, if you just look at the bottom part, it looks like a transit van of some sort. But anyway, this is a Tier 8 premium tank from the Swedish line, and is this a new line of tanks that they're going to introduce in the future? Already two new tanks from the Swedish line. Of course, the first is that Sabaton Centurion Kranvagn thing in, you know, tier 9 premium thing, and now this one back Tornvagn tier 8, 1600 hit points. It has 500 horsepower, 43 tons, and the power to weight ratio at the moment is 11.63, which means that this is a slow, kind of sluggish tank. Not exactly, you know, mobility is not going to be its strong suit. In fact, the top speed on this thing is 32 kilometers an hour going forward, 12 going backwards. Rotation speed, which is the hull rotation speed, is 23 degrees per second. This makes this tank really slow and low power to weight ratio, which means this tank is slow and not agile. Even the gun rotation speed is 23 degrees per second, so the hull and the turret rotates at around the same speed. View range 360 meters, which means it's going to be difficult for you to get any kind of full view range unless you ran optics and you had BIA food. Very difficult to get full view range, but you get 400 alpha damage with this gun, and the initial stats say 248 penetration on the standard shells, which I at the moment have no idea what kind of shells they are, but 248 penetration is pretty high. It's pretty good. It's a, you know, tier 9 kind of penetrations you're talking about here. And then 297 penetration on the premium shells. Yeah, reload time, it says here 13.71 seconds of reload time. This is like reload time of a defender. So it's got a defender kind of gun, I suppose, because 13.7, nearly 14 seconds reload time is really slow reload for 400 alpha damage, considering you're going to come up against Skoda T56s, which are insane, to say the least. Dispersion on this gun, 0.43 dispersion, which means this gun shoots like you pissing after sex. You're just going to, if you're aiming at the piss bowl, you're going to shoot the wall instead. You're going to shoot the floor instead. You're going to piss all over your shoes. That's what 0.43 dispersion is like. Aiming time 1.92 seconds, not too shabby. But if your dispersion is 0.43, it doesn't matter if you can aim instantly or not. You're not going to hit anything. So that is, I suspect this tank is going to have to use BIA, it's going to have to use food, it's going to have to use improved aim mechanics, and you're still going to hit fuck all. Yeah, so basically I don't take these stats that you are seeing right now, hard and fast. I am assuming they are going to change because nobody's going to want this tank, nobody's going to buy this tank with these kind of stats. I don't say that these stats are absolutely trash, but they're not great. They're not going to be a selling point. Remember, the bar is set now. The Skoda T56 is the new bar, is the new standard. Any kind of new heavy tank that comes out is going to be compared against that. So if this tank is not even competitive against a T56, I don't see how anyone would want a tank that has 0.43 dispersion and reloads at 13-14 seconds. So it's just going to be difficult. The good thing about this tank, it's got a 3-person crew, commander, driver, and gunner, I suppose. 3-person crew, just like your Kranwagen, just like your Emil 2, just like your Emil 1951, just like your Emil 1, 3-man crew, unlike the Sabaton, which has a 5-man crew, which you have to dig out some kind of radio operator and loader from somewhere, or you have to spend gold to retrain them and whatnot, which is kind of bullshit. But this one takes a 3-man crew, so you can stick your Kranwagen crew in there, no problem. Apparently, this has some kind of repair mechanic, just like your reward tanks. That means you don't need to buy repair kits. It has a reusable repair kit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure about it, but we'll see what happens when they actually release it. The stats say this is equipment category service life, so I'm translating that as in it's got a renewable repair crew. But anyway, that is all I have for you right now. I don't want to go in too deep about all the stats because they're obviously going to change. The stats normally never stay this way this early in the game, but I wanted to bring you I suppose good news, early news for you guys in case you are interested. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.